Happy Friday, beautiful. Look how beautiful my mom looks today. You were at, like, it was like at the spa at my house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's great. Anyways, we've been talking, Mom, about going from trauma to triumph.
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
And we were talking about the great example that we have in the life of Joseph.
Yes.
And I just want to...
man.
Oh, yeah. He was refined, though, in his affliction.
Yes, he was.
And something that I want to talk about today, it is a kingdom commodity, Mom, that is so powerful. It's so necessary to move in kingdom ways and move in kingdom power. But you can't get it at the dollar store.
Nope.
You can't get it at Walmart.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
You can't get it at these places. You know where you get it? You get it in the trials, in the furnace of it. Yes. And do you know what that word is? It's compassion. Compassion. I was thinking about Joseph, and here's something that the Lord opened my eyes to. Joseph wept 2 times or 3 times in the passage. If you go back and read it, go read that story. It's amazing.
I'm going to read it today.
Yeah, you need to read it. But the Lord was reminding me, and he gave me a revelation. He said Joseph was not weeping because of his brothers. He was weeping for his brothers.
Oh,
Isn't that powerful?
Yes.
And the thing was, he could have been weeping because and bitter, but he let it go. He lâche Louis.
Yes,
He let it go those years in the prison, and he was okay with knowing God is enough.
Yes.
Because it's a big deal in that culture. Family is everything. Family is everything. Heritage is everything. Birthright is everything. And then just to be abandoned by your family, it was huge. It was huge. Because all he knew was his God, his culture, his lifestyle. And he was taken to a whole nother culture where they served all of their gods. It was a whole nother place. But you know what? God never left him. And it was in the middle of his affliction where compassion was born. That commodity, I'm telling you, it's powerful. Jesus, every time when he was about to move in power, do you know what moved him first?
Compassion.
He was moved with compassion. And compassion, let me tell you what this word means. It literally means, Mom, where you're moved in your bowels, the deepest part of you, you're moved. And it's not just having pity, but it's where it means to spare. You want to spare them the grief. You want to spare them what you've experienced.
That is so good.
It's so powerful. The first time compassion is used is when Pharaoh's, where she saw Moses. Remember the baby Moses?
Yes.
It's the first time that word was used, and it means to spare. She was moved. She saw this baby in this basket, and she was moved with compassion. She's like, I'm going to spare his life. And so it's such a powerful word, and it's a kingdom commodity that's necessary to move in power. And so what I want to encourage you about and want you to hold on to is when you're in the middle of trauma and you don't see it on the other side, but I'm telling you, such compassion is born in me. I am not the same person. I'm not the same person. I can't look at a need and walk away. I used to be able to do that. You'd see somebody in need, a homeless person or someone on the side of the road, and I'd look at him and go, too bad, so sad. I mean, I felt bad for him, but what could I do? I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't look aside. I couldn't be moved without being moved to action. To love them in some way. Love them in some way. Where you leave them better than where you found them. Even if it's just a kiss and a hug. Or a look in the eye. Or listen to their story. They just need to be known and loved. And I just need you to know that you're known and loved. Because had I not known that God knew my pain, you know, there's nothing like it if you endure something and they look you in the eye and they say, I know, I just lost my mom, so I know what it feels like. Or, I just survived cancer, I know what it feels like. So that you can be moved with compassion and you can love them, and the comfort that God has comforted you, you will comfort them. And I'm telling you, sometimes that comfort, it's exactly what you need to get through from your trauma into your triumph. So I'm encouraging you, hold on, and you need to know that God knows. He's the first one that was moved with
Yes.
compassion in my life. And he said, Michelle,
Yes.
I know your pain. I tasted it firsthand. He was born to die that you might live. That you might live victoriously, Mom. So the poem, I just want to tell you, he told me when I was so sick, I couldn't lift up my eyes. And he said to me, he said, a weary mind, this is what my heart, a weary mind, tears you sow, down your cheek the pain it flows. Tattered, on your knees you go. He will hold your face and say, I know.
Oh, how beautiful.
He wants to hold your face and look in your eyes
Yes.
and say, I know.
Yes.
And when you know that he knows, I promise you, you're going to hold someone else's face. You're going to look them in the eye and you're going to say, I know. You're not staying in this pit. You'll tell him you're coming out. So I'm telling you today, he knows your pain. I know your pain. And he knows, and he's bringing you out. You
Praise
are
God,
going to
praise
be
God.
like Joseph. Whatever the enemy's done in your life, it's going to turn out for your good, and it's going to catapult you into your divine destiny. I love you. You're amazing.
Oh, how wonderful. Yes, they are amazing. Everyone.
They are amazing.
Yes, they are.
We love you. Shalom.
Yes, thank you.